So, welcome everyone. Australia has the highest proportion of households with rooftops with solar systems installed in the world. More than 3 times Germany, we come in second. However, there's one problem that affects every single one of these 1.6 million installations on the rooftops of Australian homes, and it cripples the usefulness of this clean power. The problem here is the mismatch between the time when most of the power is being used and the time when most of the power is being produced. So typically for residential power, peak demand happens around 5 to 7 p.m. when people come home from work. However, for solar panels, peak power output is around midday, and this quickly drops down during the evening hours when power is most needed, but more importantly, when the power is most expensive. So why does this happen? The output of a solar panel depends on the intensity of sunlight, and this is highest at midday. Later in the day, as the sun moves across the sky, the angle between the sunlight and the panel increases, which decreases this intensity. One solution solar farms use to tackle this is to move the panel such that it tracks the sun. However, for rooftop systems, which are fixed, this is not possible. But we came up with another solution. Instead of moving the panels, we use reflectors to redirect sunlight back onto the panel. Our product, the sun catcher, consists of 2 reflectors made up of mylar, which is an affordable and highly reflective and flexible material, which will redirect sunlight back onto the panel. Also, sun catcher is retrofittable onto existing rooftop solar systems, which makes it a huge opportunity. In the final design, we'll have actuators, which will automatically move these reflectors to follow the sun. So what's the result of using sun catcher? Using ray tracing models, we compare the performance of a solar panel without sun catcher to one with. As you can see here, for a typical solar panel, during the hours where power demand is high, power output is low. With sun catcher, this power output curve expands. It's providing not only more power, but also more money saved through electricity bills. Because most of the extra power that's being produced are during the peak hours. And this matters because peak electricity prices are almost 2.5 times as expensive as shoulder. So what does this mean? For just a 20% increase in power output, you get a higher 27% increase in annual power savings. So how do we estimate how much the market might be willing to pay for this? We can use the well-established rooftop solar system market. Because just like sun catcher, the main value delivery of these systems is through annual power savings. So using that as our benchmark for our scale, we estimate that the recommended retail price for a 5 kilowatt sun catcher system is just under $3,000. Now, this might look big, but compared to existing rooftop solar add-on products, such as the Tesla Powerwall, our sun catcher is actually at a much more affordable price point. So our business model will be focused on wholesaling to trusted solar installers who are actually willing to take on sun catcher because it expands their service offering while providing a greater margin. They will then sell this product either as an add-on to customers who have existing solar systems or as a bundle with new installations. We can repeat this process with other solar installers in both domestic and international markets. So the profit margins here are actually quite attractive because for typical solar installation, the installer receives about a 17 to 26% margin, which is lower than what the sun catcher could offer. So what's next for us? Well, our priority will be to build functioning prototypes for each popular solar system so that we can demonstrate before solar installers. We'll also need to perform some of our own installations to validate that this product works. This is where the grant money will go to. So our capable team has both R&D skills and industry connections to succeed in the design and implementation of sun catcher. Special thanks to the IACT committee for helping organize the workshops and events, as well as our mentors, Aways and Coco, for taking much of their own time to help us with our structure and pitch, as well as Solar Hub for demonstrating interest and support to sun catcher, as well as all the potential customers we spoke to, who gave us valued feedback and also enthusiasm towards sun catcher. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much, and congratulations on a great pitch. My question is about customers. So you said you met with them, they were excited. Can you tell us a little bit more about, you demonstrated that the saving is about $2,800 a year. How much are they actually willing to pay?
So we didn't ask our customers how much they're willing to pay. The value we derived at was based off using the price of an existing solar system as a benchmark. What we did find out from our customers is that they're interested in this product, but they had a few concerns, which is why we changed our business model through solar installers rather than selling the product to customers directly. Because solar panels are very reliable. Usually they don't need any maintenance for decades. So one of the things they were concerned about was if they add a mechanical element, it would make it less reliable, which is why we think as a new company, if we approach them directly, they won't trust us as much as a solar installer who they've worked with. So regarding price point, it is an estimation for now.
Great pitch, well done. I was looking at the prototype over there, and I was thinking about durability. So you said that solar units on houses now are pretty stable and last for a long time, but as soon as you start putting add-ons on that stick out from the roof, you need to think about durability and how they weather. What sort of thinking have you done around that?
So one important thing that I want to stress about Redirect is that our main goal is to make this product as simple as possible. If you looked at us and did this take 4 engineering graduates and 1 year on this project on a 10-week at IAC to come up with that's what we want. We want to come with a simple, cost-effective solution to complex everyday problems. So this is ridiculously simple. It's just a hydraulic actuator, and we're actually using the actuator to get the pressure readings for wind loading, which is another problem. So if the hydraulic actuator is using too much power, it means there's too much wind loading, it automatically falls down. There are less mechanical parts as possible, which is why there's a cheap and innovative product than the single-axis tracker which I use for research, which is just for getting measurements. So it's ridiculously simple, and it's very maintainable because it's just hinges and a small mechanical actuator, so it doesn't really need us with technical expertise to fix it. After you install it with us, you don't even need to come to us. It's a one-time offer, and after that, you don't need to interact with us. Just simple mechanical person can fix it for you. That's what we're going for, a ridiculously simple product.
So just on that, so how does it survive really bad winds or bad rains or big storms?
It collapses on its own. So we have hydraulic actuators which we can measure the power that it takes to hold it up. The more wind loading, the more power it takes, and there's a valve that just lets it go and it just collapses on its own. So we don't even want to add sensors to it, which is why I stress on simplicity. Just less sensors, less everything. We're trying to cut down on complexity big time, and that's why you can give it at such a low price point too. But yeah.
Just to add on to that, regarding the weatherproofness and durability, so when we calculated our production costs, we looked at materials which were solar grade. So we will typically use fiberglass, which is both UV resistant as well as weatherproof and so on. And it's also quite light and a bit cheaper than using something like aluminium.
I turned it off rather than turn it on. My question just went to the straight science of this. It's a really simple concept to just redirect those rays of light, which is great. How well grounded is that in your research, and how confident are you of what you're actually going to deliver? Because that's a great promise.
Yes.
Go to the next stage if you're confident of delivering that.
Yes.
So tell me a bit more about it.
Yeah. So to go back to the beginning of this, it started as a single-axis solar tracker, and that's where everything stays at speed bump. It's too expensive. It's too hard to maintain. So we take the unknown variable out, which is the solar panel, which differentiates in size and weight. And we introduce trackers like reflectors, which is a known weight and a known size because we are fitting it in, and it's retrofittable. So the science is, when you're working on, the answer to that is simulations, which is what we're working on. Zeb, who is the R&D kind of simulation stuff, and I did some on that, which is using ray tracing algorithms. It just simulates the sun solar rays into arrays, and we're trying to find out the concentration factors on using a flux distribution on the panel. See if there's any constraints here, is there any harm to the panel? And that's where you some of the results from. So we actually see about between 20 to 30% power increase, and we round down to 27% because that's where the average throughout the year, that's how it goes. But using ray tracing models, and do you have anything to add to that for the ray tracing?
Yeah, so right now I'm using the open source ray tracing software. So, yeah.